Guys, today we are checking out new construction in one of the hottest neighborhoods in one of the hottest suburbs in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Today we saw stuff we've never seen in any other community like this. I mean, the stuff, we haven't even seen this in $1 million homes. Plus this house over here behind us, I've never seen that, not in a master plan community. What we're gonna show you there later on. And at the end of this video, we're gonna talk prices, which will blow you away.
And in a sea of white houses, dare to be different. Enemy of the HOA, we salute you. We're going to take some of the model homes they have here at Parks of Aledo Lakes because honestly, they've got some phenomenal features that we've never seen before, and you're not going to want to miss out on these. But we're not going to show you all of them because, well, frankly, not all of them exist yet. So you're gonna have to subscribe to see what Clarity Homes is putting on the ground over here. But for now, we're gonna start you off with Village Homes. They're the first one on our tour. And we've got two other builders that we wanna show you guys that you've never seen before on this channel. You do not wanna miss these guys. One of them is even offering spec homes with pools built in, brand new. But anyway, Village Homes builds on 50-foot lots, and they build a nice traditional floor plan with a cool modern twist. So let's go check it out. The first thing you're going to see when you walk into this place is this nice oversized hallway with plenty of elbow room. Just to the right, we've got this dining area that can also double as a study. They were smart. They painted this thing all the way from baseboard to ceiling, and they painted the ceiling to match, which a lot of builders don't do. That's a good attention to detail. With this kind of space, you can host everything from Thanksgiving to game day. Speaking of game day, if you're a sports fan, you're definitely going to want to stick around for what we got upstairs. But just to the right over here, we got a powder room that I think they did an awesome job with because they took this oversized mirror, they went wall to wall and all the way to the ceiling, which take that small area and makes it look a lot bigger. If you're looking for other really cool bathroom ideas, you're going to want to stick around for the master bathroom because it's got something that I thought was amazing. So as soon as we walk into the living room off to my right here, you're going to see we got this decorative hearth over here with the built-ins off to the side. Plenty of room for a full seating area over here. So if you got a nice living room set, you're not going to have to worry about tripping and stumbling to put it into your house. We got a space over here for a little dining nook, and just across from that we got this nice marble-like stone over here on top of the island. I like how they did the dark island and then the light covering. Big fan of that look, as well as the brass accents. Really just makes it all pop. They've got the built-in range on top over here, as well as this nice stove, or I'm sorry, nice oven over there. My favorite part, and I'm glad that this is becoming a trend, they've got the pull-out microwave ovens right here. The 2% rule is really kicking my butt. I can't get this thing to open. I don't actually know what the mechanism is, but it's really cool to be able to actually pick up and put it on the counter instead of having to fumble with something up here and then put it down. That's a weird transition. Your wrist doesn't really bend that way, so smart idea. But we got the master over here. Let's go check this out real quick. So we got the master bedroom here. It's 4 walls and a door. You've seen these before, but it's nice that they got the big windows over there on the far side of the room. The master bathroom is what I really thought was cool. So as soon as we walk in here, they did an interesting thing here with this full-size mirror. So it goes all the way across the vanity. And so to make room for the sconces, instead of putting the lighting up high where it casts like this harsh shadow downward, you've got these nice front-facing sconces built into the mirror here. It's a nice little touch that I haven't seen with a lot of other builders. Again, you get the light colored countertop with the dark cabinetry. Brass hardware looks really nice. You got the standing tub, frameless half-wall shower glass here, and then I love what they did with this because they took the tile all the way to the ceiling, which I think is really smart. Too many builders, they'll take tile up to the top of the glass and then just leave drywall, which is a great way to get mold. But not only did they take it to the ceiling, they took this nice hexagonal decorative tile and they brought it all the way across the wall. So not only does it serve a functional purpose, it's also an accent wall inside your bathroom. So now that we got this out of the way, let's go check out that awesome feature upstairs. So now as we come upstairs, this is actually one of their larger floor plans for Parks of Aledo at over 3,300 square feet. And off to my left, we've got a bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. Just past that, you're gonna have a linen closet. And then to the left is gonna be 2 more bedrooms down this hallway with a hallway bathroom. Across from that, you've got the closet where you keep all your skeletons, because I can't imagine what else you would keep in a closet without shelving or hooks to hang things. If this is cool for you, you're going to want to stick around because after this, we're going to show you guys a builder who's not just building houses, they're building a story. But this is the thing I really wanted to show you about this house, and this is this awesome bar setup in the game room upstairs. So whenever you've got game day, it's, you know, Super Bowl, you got all your friends over, you probably, first of all, look at this room, it's huge. I know they only have 1 TV set up right now, but if it were me, I had this much room, I'd have like 2, maybe 3 TV setup. You'd have a game on every single one of them, so that way, because like not all my friends root for the Cowboys or the Texans or whatever crappy team. You guys are mad at me for not naming your team, but so that way you can have all the games on, make everyone happy while you're prepping drinks, and you got food, you got beanie weenies out here, finger foods for everyone. Everyone's happy, and this is the setup that you want whenever you host game day.
So Village Homes builds a great house, and this next one is going to be, there's going to be even more really cool stuff that you're not going to want to miss. But I figured we'd take a second and talk about why so many people are choosing this neighborhood. And number one is going to be schools. Aledo ISD, it's probably why you're watching this video, it has got a phenomenal school district. But not only that, but you are like literally right up this road is the high school. You're less than a mile from that, less than a mile, or it's like 1.1 mile to the elementary school. The middle school is just a little bit further. So it's like so close to everything, which is what makes this a really attractive place to live. And all the schools are phenomenal. The sports program is second to none as far as, you know, any area around Fort Worth goes. And not only that, but I think one of the biggest things, this is the neighborhood I would consider. We've got a little one on the ground, another one on the way, and so now we've started talking about schools. And so many times I hear so many people talk about, man, you can't just let your kid run around anymore or go out on the bicycle. Well, this is one of those neighborhoods where you can really do that. It's very safe, and matter of fact, out here we've seen people walking. Lots of people out here jogging, everything else. If you're here on the weekend, you're going to see kids everywhere. So if you're looking for that community, you've got a family, this is a really good place. But without further ado, let's get in here and check out that next house.
This is our first ever Job home on the channel, and if you haven't heard of Job Homes, that's okay. They're new as far as builders go, but they're not new to building, and they're throwing a lot of really cool features into this house, like what you're going to see in the kitchen and bathroom. Like, we've been in $1.3 million mansions that didn't even have what these guys are putting into their model home. We'll show you that here in just a minute, but being a husband and wife team, they're really small and flexible, and they've thrown a lot of really cool design options into their model home. So immediately here off to the right of the entryway, you're going to see some of that. We've got decorative beams in the office area. You're going to see we've got painted baseboards, and that's going to add to the effect of the high ceiling and make the room feel even bigger. Immediately off to the right of that, you see we've got herringbone tile in this powder room. That's not something that you're going to see with most builders because that's going to be an additional cost or an option. And you're going to notice throughout this model home that a lot of the stuff in here may look like options, but I'll say right now 90% of this stuff is a standard feature. So Job was actually working as a builder for over 17 years under a different name. He was the head builder and just decided he wanted to do things differently. He had a lot of options and designs that he wanted to throw into houses that he wasn't able to, and so he decided to break it off, make his own practice, and then he came up with stuff like this right here. So you see on this kitchen island, if you look under here, we've got like woodworking all in the footboard area. With most builders, you're gonna get drywall and paint down there, and something like this would be extra. And I'll tell you right now, 90% of the stuff that you see in this model home is standard feature. Stuff like this lighting, this would be considered extra with most other builders. This is standard whenever you build with Job. You're also gonna see the hardware, the brass hardware would normally be an upgrade. You're gonna get stuff like that just off the rip whenever you buy with these guys. Now, I'm not old, but I'm getting there. I watched a documentary the other day and actually enjoyed it. And if you're anything like me, you'll know what this feels like. Having to get down here maybe once or twice every time you go to make a meal, it adds up, and then you're going looking through here for appliances, things you need. It's a lot of work on the knees, and these guys, they have the solution. So you're going to see right here we got a lot of pull-out drawers, so instead of having to get down here every time you go to cook dinner, if you need to find something, all you got to do is pull it out, look in, grab it, and you're done. Saves a lot of wear and tear on your body. And if you're in the kitchen a lot, you're also gonna know that right now, a lot of what's coming in for backsplashes are things with textures. So you've got natural stone, you're gonna have like brickwork, maybe painted or natural, either way. But you're gonna see right here, subway tile used to be the thing that a lot of people put on their backsplash, and it's kind of transitioning away from that. So these guys have a good transitional option for you. You see we've got the tile here, but it's textured. This adds shadowing, it adds depth. It really catches your eye and adds an extra level of detail to your kitchen that makes it pop. Another little detail that they've been putting in that you may not notice with most houses, but whenever you have it in the house, it definitely adds a sense of grandness. You're gonna see this millwork here on the side. Now where this is off to the side of your breakfast nook area. Most people are never gonna see this until maybe you sit down for a drink or dinner or something like that. But even tucked away over here, they're putting this level of detail into their houses. Stuff like this is standard features because they know that it adds to the value in the eloquence of the house itself. Another thing that really adds to the sense of eloquence, we're gonna go over here so I don't blow out up against this window here with that bright lighting behind me. This right here, so they framed the inside of these windows, not just the framing itself, but you got window sills and you've got this big lintel area over here, the crown molding. It really just makes it feel grand, it makes it pop. And it's weird to feel like I have to say that they add window sills to their windows, but we've seen some builders do some stuff to cut some corners, but not these guys. All of this really looks really nice, and not only did they add the feature, they added it well. It's nice and square, good quality, you know, there's no bumps or weird textures to it. Like, they put a lot of thought and quality into everything they do. And with this open concept, we got the living room over here. They did a really good job framing out the brick fireplace. You got, again, these nice custom lighting fixtures. It's nice and simple, but it's also really well done and it stands out. But before we get to the master bedroom and bathroom over there with those cool features we couldn't even find in $1 million mansion, I want to show you guys something upstairs that's a standard feature that just blew me away. I know this is a really weird thing to geek out about, but we walk literally hundreds of model homes and we rarely ever see this as a standard feature, and that's carpet. So now this is their level 2 carpet, but I've spoken with the sales rep about it before and I've seen what their standard carpet looks like. This is really nice stuff. And even their level 1 carpet, the standard carpet that you're gonna get in your home when you buy with Job, is still really nice. It's like the designer, it's got like the textures to it. It's not like that low pile garbage you find in a lot of other model homes. So they're putting extra money, effort, and attention to detail, even in their most basic features. We don't normally do tours of the upstairs, but there were like 3 things up here that really caught our eye. Whenever you're working with a builder with such attention to detail and design, you get things like this, because kids are usually an afterthought upstairs. You get like bedrooms and maybe a bathroom, but they've thrown in like a little writing nook area because kids are gonna come home after school and they're gonna have homework and they're gonna need a place to do it, and it's nice to have a little setup for something like that. Another thing that I thought was really cool was with their bathrooms upstairs. Most builders, you know, they make it just big enough for the toilet and the bathtub, but like in this case, you get these nice big areas. This is like the hand wash nook of a Jack and Jill bath. You see we've got this textured hexagonal tile right here. Really nice additional touch. We also don't normally take you through stuff like this because there's no room, and as you can see right here, this is actually a really sizable bathroom area. You've got enough room to move around and kids can change, do their business, all that stuff. You got the multicolored tile over here, really nice touch. It's like a glossy, you know, anyway, it's a nice decorative tile that you wouldn't normally find in a bathroom. Again, nice big hand wash nook over here as well. Really cool features that these are the things you're going to get when you're working with a builder that actually really cares and puts the love and attention into their homes that they build. So guys, walking into the master bedroom, you're going to see it's like any bedroom. It's 4 walls and a door. They've got a cool decorative wall over here. But I noticed whenever we're walking through this house, it was more of a transitional farmhouse feel. But if you're looking for more like a modern farmhouse or a traditional feeling farmhouse, we actually got something up next for you whenever we go check out the Hark homes. That's really going to blow you away. But here over in the master bathroom, this is what I really wanted to show you guys. So as soon as we walk in, you see you got the decorative vanity lighting and everything, but you've got this granite that goes throughout the entire house, this marble-like granite here on the vanity as well, but not just here. They actually extended it all the way over to the windowsills right across the tub here. Another thing that they did that I thought was a really cool feature that we couldn't even find in the craftsmanship in a $1.3 million house was this right here. So on the herringbone tile on the wall, most builders are just going to take this to the end. They're going to cut it off square and maybe caulk up the edges. These guys went the extra mile and actually put these trim pieces on that adds that frame, that sense of like that finished up sense, that eloquence that you don't normally get when you buy with most builders. On top of that, again, we've got the white oak cabinetry, the brass hardware, and the frameless shower glass with a penny tile in the shower. They really just took everything and then one up to themselves and took it the extra mile. But since we wetted your whistle for it, let's go check out that Hark Homes next door.
Now on our way down to Hark Homes from Job, there's actually another model home here by Our Country Homes, which also builds a very nice house, but they aren't quite done. They're putting on some finishing touches. So if you want to see this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and catch our next video out here. But until then, we'll keep moving on.
One more honorable mention, we wanted to show you guys this real quick. It's Bloomfield Homes. You've probably recognized this house already if you've watched basically any of our other videos. Bloomfield has basically one model home that they show in all of their developments. Don't get me wrong, it's a great house. It looks nice. It's a huge floor plan, the rows too. Go check it out if you want. We're gonna have some B-roll on the screen if not, but we're gonna go ahead and skip this one because you've seen it before.
We're in front of Hark Homes, and this one I'm very excited about. This is a phenomenal builder. These are, okay, maybe I'm a little bit biased. These guys are Aggies. I'm an Aggie. Gig 'em. Any of those Longhorns are like, all right, tune it out. But I'm gonna show you some stuff in this house that, number one, I'm gonna show you two things in the kitchen that I think all builders should be doing and most aren't. And also some really cool features that you're not gonna see a lot of people doing out here. And even though this is another, I say another, farmhouse, these guys are doing some stuff that you don't see in most of the farmhouses that are being built around here, or the farmhouse style, I should say. So first off, I'm starting outside because like the cool stuff starts out here. So first off, I love the wood finish on their doors here. And then even this brick, this is like, with these kind of soft round edges, this is more of like brick that I identify this with like Boston or like, you know, the UK or something, like something really old where they had like these more rounded style bricks. I don't know if they started that way or just wear and tear, but I thought that was really cool. And then also the stonework, this is concrete around the tops. You have them over the tops of your garage, the doors here and the windows. And I love the fact that they went with black windows and doors here at the front of the house. It makes for a really cool look. But let's go on in, take a look around. As we walk in here, we've got our office right behind me on the right, and then you're gonna have a powder room, and that is gonna open up into your main living room. But before we get there, you've got a staircase. And I gotta say, these guys are gonna have something that I don't think I've seen in any build. You're not gonna find it anywhere else upstairs. I'm gonna show you that. And then if you have a little girl, they have you're gonna wanna see this. They have a really cool room and bathroom that you're not gonna wanna miss. But anyways, as we walk in here and before we get to the kitchen, there's a couple of things that are unique with this builder. One of the other things we haven't seen in any of the other models is 12-foot ceilings, right? So especially in a two-story house, this is hard to pull off. So you have this massive living area, got enough room for this huge chandelier and these wood beams that run across the ceiling here. Now, one of the things I do like about these wood beams is the natural finish they have, because so many times, even I've seen in $1 million homes where they put these beams in, they either paint them or they stain them really dark because it hides all the imperfections. But they've done such a nice job here. This looks like, you know, this looks like real wood. It looks a little rustic. I mean, just phenomenal job here as far as the finish out in this living room goes. And then of course you've got all kinds of built-ins here, right? So a ton of storage, a ton of places to show off your trophies, your family, whatever. And then of course, we'll get to the back patio here in a second. But let's talk about this kitchen. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is like everything that I feel like you want to see in a kitchen at this level. So first of all, we have this oversized island and beautiful. This looks like marble. It may be granite, I'm not sure. It's beautiful though. And you've got like a coffee bar over this way. And I love the fact that they put a drink station in. So if you've got kids, all that kind of stuff, they want to come in, grab some carbonated water, whatever have you, they can do that. You could set it up, you know, you could put your liquor up top if you wanted to. Also, I like the fact that they do have some of the glass. Obviously, if you do the whole thing glass, then you have to keep everything perfect, right? Nobody wants that. But they do have a little bit over here, a little bit over here, which makes for a really nice look. Now, the couple of things that I don't normally see, number one is this, which Jack originally thought that this was a pizza oven, which I guess technically it could be because it's your microwave. It also acts as an air fryer, an oven, all that kind of stuff. So many times, you know, my wife and I, we don't even use our microwave anymore. We have one. I don't think we've used it in over a year, but we use our air fryer all the time, right? So this actually makes way more sense to me than having a microwave, just a microwave there, right? But you've got your oven, and then of course you've got gas appliances here, which are great. And you've got 6 different burners here. You've got a really nice oven. Of course, your farmhouse sink, which you're gonna come to expect. And then white oak, this is in. This is, a lot of builders are going to this, and this is kind of tough to finish out because white oak can have a lot of different hues to it. And so it's nice that this piece here looks cohesive. They've done a really nice job with it. And of course you have a ton of storage, right? So with all this, a lot of times when you have this much cabinetry, this is kind of like your pantry. You see this a lot, but not here. And this is the other thing that I think a lot of builders need to be going to, but we haven't seen it a whole lot. And it's this style of pantry here where you have cabinets down low, you have a countertop. So if you want to put appliances back here, and this is the other thing, I've seen builders do this and then they don't put any outlets in, right? But they put outlets all around. So if you want to have your blender back here, another air fryer, I don't know what other appliances that you guys use in the morning or afternoon, dinner, whatever, you got plenty of room for that. And then even this is a little bit shorter, and so they have these open pull-out drawers, right? So maybe you have a snack drawer for the kid, whatever. This is just a really nice setup here. And I think more builders should be incorporating this into the house, but a lot of times they don't just because it is an added expense. But this is something, you know, if you're gonna be living here for a good while, this is something you wanna have. Now, I wanna show you the master bedroom as well. They've done a really nice job here. There are some really nice features in the master bathroom we're gonna talk about, but even more so is what's at the end of that master bathroom. Now, before we get there, let's just mention this real quick. Again, in a lot of these models that we've gone through, they don't have these big tall ceilings, right? So this house really feels grand as far as, you know, walking through, feeling the difference between these houses. So having this big peak here with the beam running across just gives this whole house feels luxurious, right? So this is, you're gonna be your farmhouse luxury builder if that's what you're looking for. But making our way here into the bathroom, there's a couple of things that I really like that they've done here. Number one, you have these tall ceilings, right? You have 10-foot ceilings. A lot of times people will put lights above the mirror, but then if you don't have a mirror that's big enough, or you know, you put those in the wrong places, it gets weird. So the fact that they did wall sconces here for the lighting, I really like this, especially with a bathroom this tall. And then of course you got separate here. I almost said his and hers. Look at the size of this thing. Obviously this is hers. And they actually put a little seat here for the makeup. And the other thing that I really like that they've done here, and this is something I don't understand why more builders don't do, but they took the tile all the way to the ceiling. A lot of times they'll stop, you know, a foot or two below, but I think it's a really clean look going all the way to the ceiling. It makes your room feel taller. So this is a really nice little finishing touch here. Now, one thing, this is a pet peeve of mine, and Jack knows this as we've gone through a ton of houses, and I make a big deal about this. I know this is just a closet, but the fact that they finished out these with a piece of wood here at the beginning, or at the front end of it, this is like such a small thing, but it looks so much better than like your typical composite. Even this is real wood. A lot of times people put composite wood in here, and it's got like those rounded edges, and it just looks cheap. The fact that they finished out at least these cubby holes over here and on this side as well goes a long way. And I like, in most of Hark homes, I've seen they put a mirror in their master closet, which I think is great. That way you're not getting dressed, walking out, hating what you put on, walking all the way back. You can just hate it from one space, you know? It's very efficient that way. You got a little pocket door here, and this I think was really well thought out as far as laundry rooms go, because like we've seen some of these other ones and it seems like the laundry room is kind of an afterthought. But guys, if you do your own laundry, you spend a lot of time in here, right? And you need space to fold things, to lay things out. You know, if you've got kids, which I'm learning, I've got a 1-year-old, and dude, like anything that we put on that kid, we got to get stains out of the next day. So we're already spraying it, we're setting it out, like trying to get all that worked out. So it's nice. The only thing I would do differently in here, and I love the fact that you have a place to hang stuff up, right? On top of your counter space. Only thing I would do different, if I'm doing front loaders, then I'm putting one more shelf in here, right? Something else to fold on, because I don't know how many little sock soldiers I've lost, but there's quite a few in my house that have gone missing, and I'm pretty sure they're back behind there. But anyways, I mentioned to you the little girl's room that we got to go check out, and the other thing that I've never seen before in the upstairs, we're going to talk about that here in just a second. And after this, we're actually going to take you through one more Hark home up at the bluffs and talk about why you may want to consider the bluffs, because this is a really cool feature that you're not going to get in a lot of neighborhoods. So stick around for that as well, but let's head upstairs. All right, so coming upstairs here, the first thing, we're gonna find ourselves in this nice loft area. And I do like, since this isn't like really open, you're not gonna have that problem that I had growing up where my mom was always yelling at me because we were being too loud upstairs, because ours had a balcony, looked over the downstairs. Anyways, kind of private, remote over here. And here's the one thing that I don't see builders do. No builders do this. I say no builders. I don't see it. I almost never see it. And that's 8-foot doors on the second story, right? So like this is a really luxury feeling type house. And a lot of times you get to the upstairs and you're like, it's kind of an afterthought, right? Oh, we're sticking the kids up there. But not Hark Homes. They went all out. They've got 8-foot doors here. The other thing, absolutely beautiful bathroom here. Again, they went with the wall sconce here instead of just one light over the top. And of course, just beautiful shower. I like the detailing on the edging. I like all the finishes that they did here. And the fact they took, again, the tile all the way to the top. And then typically your glass will end right about here. They took that further up as well. So that's an added expense, but they went there with it. And that's one of the things I think you're gonna find from Hark. And of course you got a bedroom over here. And then down this hallway, you've got 2 more bedrooms. Over here, you've got a bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. And then this is the little girl's room. So if you're wanting ideas for your girls' room or things you might want to do, or if you're buying this house and want to have this done yourself, they've got like a nice little, this could be a makeup counter. I don't know when girls start putting makeup on. I think it's like 3 or 4, they just start painting stuff on everything. And then a couple shelves here. So I think that's real nice. Otherwise, you could use it as like a homework nook. But I love this bathroom. So a couple of things, usually whenever you've got the board and batten or the wainscoting, it only goes up to about waist high. They brought it all the way up here, which I love. And on top of that, wallpaper's kind of in right now. But the problem is it was in and then it wasn't. And so it's like, how long is it gonna be around? Great thing here is if anything changes or you start to hate the wallpaper, it's only a very small space that's actually in. So I love that about this bathroom as well. And of course, you've got your tub and shower here. So really well done on this bathroom. The only thing I will say I wouldn't do is white grout. So we've got this in our house. And unless you do a really good job of keeping that grout sealed, it's very difficult to keep it clean, especially if you got dogs or little kids running around on it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But we're gonna actually do kind of a sprint through another Hark home that's already on the ground up at the Bluffs, and because we want to show you this really cool amenity that I think you're not going to find in a lot of other neighborhoods. And we're going to talk about all the other amenities that this neighborhood has to offer and why you might want to call it home.
Now we're about to show you one of the #1 amenities for Parks of Aledo, but we decided to take a shortcut through this Hark home. And as you can see, like this is just their spec home. This is run of the mill for them. And it's top end. You've got millwork in the office. You've got millwork in the dining room over here. Cool custom chandeliers, glass cabinets. I'm talking marble countertops, the works. Look at this built-ins over here. And this is just a spec home. This is the level of quality these guys put into all of their houses. Look, custom lighting. It's crazy what these guys are doing. But as we walk onto this giant covered patio over here, we're gonna keep going and going because this place has a ton of amenities. I'm talking, we've got like parks everywhere. We've got lakes, obviously. There's little playgrounds for the kids. But the #1 draw for this area and the reason that people decide to come to Parks of Aledo is because of the outdoors and what they have to offer outdoors. This place has miles and miles of hike and bike trails that can be easily accessed. Like I said, we're almost there right now, like literally out the back of this door, and you can see we've got a little goat trail here. People ride their bikes up and down this thing. People walk to school on this thing. It's freshly and often traveled. You can see bike tracks on it right now. But this thing will go not just through Parks of Aledo the Lakes, it goes through the Bluffs, it goes through the Enclave, it goes through Vista Point, it goes through every aspect of Parks of Aledo. So this is the thing that really just brings the entire community together, besides, you know, the community spirit itself getting a little sappy there, but this is the physical thing that brings it all together. Now, it may have it all, but the one thing that it doesn't have, a pool. But don't worry, we got you covered.
If you're moving from another state that has great weather, you and your spouse may have had the conversation, hey honey, if we're moving to Texas, we gotta have a pool. And one of the things that's a little bit more difficult is if you want to buy new, almost never do they have pools already unless you're spending, you know, above the $1 million mark. Well, again, here we are in a Hark home, beautiful finish outs, and they actually have a few houses that come up here and there that have pools in them already. So it is possible, it does exist. This is pretty much unheard of in master plan communities like this, but you can see here they put in their own pools. This is a really nice, you've got a good amount there, you've got a hot tub. This is like a little lounging area. I believe you can put like a little shade that goes up so you can lounge out and get your tan on. But if that's something you're looking for, you can definitely find it here. But I know you guys are thinking, how much does all of this cost? You know, what does it take to get in here? We're gonna talk about pricing, property taxes, all of that right now. So as we're rolling out here, I'm sure you're thinking, how much is it gonna cost for me to get in here? And what are the property taxes? And where else might I live if not here? So I guess property taxes.
So from what we've seen, the property taxes, the flat rate is going to be in the ballpark of 2.174. Now there is a PID that we, actually let me confirm that real quick because I totally forgot to look that up.
Hey guys, we just pulled out of the lakes and we are in front of the high school already. That tells you how close it is. So, but while he's doing that, we can talk a little bit about pricing. So to get into this neighborhood, you can get in actually the high fours. So there are a few floor plans. They're gonna be closer to like 2,100 square feet. So if you don't need a lot of space, if you're just starting out, then there might be some floor plans there for you. But if you want something bigger, something that's getting closer to that 3,000 square feet or bigger, you're gonna be looking at probably 550 and up. And you can spend, you know, upwards of $1 million in this neighborhood if you want, just depending on how much, you know, how many upgrades, who your builder is, all that kind of stuff, which lot you got. Because, you know, like up in the bluffs where, you know, the house with the pool is at, a lot of those houses, you know, you can walk out onto a trail or they've got a you know, nice overlook, and you can still build in that area if you want to. Obviously there's limited lots left, so but it is an option.
So I misspoke. The tax rate with the PID is 2.174.
What?
Yeah, so that makes the flat tax rate without the public improvement district tax 1.79. So once that PID goes away, you have a sub 2% tax rate,
which is phenomenal in this area. So that's awesome. Now, if you are curious about other neighbors, like if you're like, hey, I really like Aledo, well, a couple of things. We got a video that's going to be coming out if you want to like see nicer homes on acreage. So subscribe for that. But if not, you're going to see a video here in just a second pop up for Morningstar and Walsh. So those are the other two big names here in Aledo if you're looking for a master plan community. So definitely check that one out next if you're interested in that. And then finally, man, if you guys are wanting to buy, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. This is what we do. Obviously, there's a big, when you're talking about a 3,000 square foot house and there's a $400,000 difference in a neighborhood, you need to know what you're buying so you don't get hosed. And that's where we come into play. We'll also guarantee that you get a better deal when you work with us. So anyways, anything else? All right, thanks for watching. As always, if you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm. Call Tom.